Welcome to Q&A practice. Let's start out with a little warm-up, and we will start with the defense attorney. Ready? Here we go. So you saw him about April. I believe she previously testified that she first saw him in January. Dr. Jones, not Dr. West. Dr. Jones, that's correct. You're right, it was January, and it was Dr. West she first saw in the spring. When did you go to the Job Stress Center for the first time? Well, I went to the Job Stress Center a couple of months after. It would be around the spring of that year. All right, so you saw Dr. Jones before you went to the job stress clinic? No, I saw Dr. Jones. I don't remember. I really don't. I think he was referred to me from job stress. If you don't know the correct answers, say that you don't recall. I don't recall the exact dates for those doctors. But you're not sure that Dr. Jones was referred to you? No, I think she testified she wasn't sure. So you don't know how you got his name then? I don't remember. Okay, but he also prescribed Elavil to you? Who are you referring to? Dr. Jones. Yes, he did. So both Dr. West and Dr. Jones prescribed it for you? Yes. About the same time? No. She has testified at different times and has indicated some confusions as to the timing, but she placed them about 2 to 3 months apart. Is that right? I think Dr. Jones is a medical doctor. I remembered that I saw a doctor to continue the medication in between seeing Dr. Jones and Dr. West. All right, have you taken any other drugs? Have any of these doctors prescribed any other drugs to you in the past couple years? Anxiety pills? I don't remember the exact time. I don't remember the name of it. It's a type of anxiety pill. Do you remember who prescribed it for you? Dr. Morris. Did you remember when? Within the last 2 weeks. I believe you mentioned earlier that there was another drug that one of these doctors prescribed to you besides these anxiety pills. Dr. West prescribed a pill similar to Elavil. All right, now let's do some practice from our transcript that we've started. And we will start with the plaintiff attorney. Ready? Here we go. Okay, have you ever worked for Cal West? I may have at other firms and just don't remember. I'm sorry, my question wasn't clear. I meant, have you ever worked directly for Cal West as like a Cal West employee? No, sir. Okay, so you can recall being retained as an expert witness against Cal West, but never on behalf of Cal West. Is that correct? Not prior to this case, and I don't know if those are the right words against Cal West. I'm not against anybody. I just do a scientific analysis and report the findings, so I know I didn't mean in the sense of in a bad posture. I meant just in litigation on the other side from Cal West. Whatever the words are, I just did a scientific study and reported the findings and, okay, yeah, in the last case, that it was a case against Cal West was maybe about a year ago. Okay, and what kind of case was that? Inverse condemnation flood case. And where was the property located that was at issue? Near Westport, which is where it was tried. Westport, Northern California, close to Lake Tahoe. Okay, and do you recall the law firm that retained you? Wes Scott. Okay, and do you recall who the Cal West attorney was that represented Cal West in that matter? I do not. Okay, did you testify at trial in that matter? Yes, sir. What was the result of the litigation, if you recall? Inverse condemnation. And were damages awarded? Yes, sir. Do you approximately know how much? No, I don't. It was a flood that literally wiped out a number of hotel rooms. It was a resort which hotels locations around it. It was and the whole place was wiped out. It was a huge flood. Okay, approximately what percentage of your business is related to working as an expert witness? Percentage of anything that I do? Yeah. Well, I'm also a teacher. Okay, so I'm only consulting, say, half my time, and of that time, probably half of that is involved with matters that can or did lead to litigation, so maybe 25% of my time. Okay, and then the other 25% of your time that's not related to teaching is made up of what sort of employment? I do 3 things pretty much: teaching and research, and then I do software development for the company, premium engineering, and then I also do consulting through a firm, Wilson and Associates. At Wilson and Associates, about half of my time there is involved with planning studies of development of new criteria, that type of thing. And the other half is at Wilson and Associates is related to expert witness work. Well, work that could or does lead to litigation. Much of the work that I do does not lead to litigation. Parties settle. That's good. And you said that approximately a third of your practice is spent in software development. What kind of software, just generally, are you developing? Water resources software, drainage software, and to what kind of uses will this software eventually be put? I think there's about 500 engineering firms and governmental agencies that use it right now. And what do they use it for? Just generally, for design of flood control systems and preparing drainage and studies, master plans of drainage, for example, that type of thing. Okay, and the other third is spent teaching. Where do you teach? Currently, I teach at Princeton. And how many days a week do you teach there? 5 days. Oh, okay, so then it's a full professor. So you're not back here in California all the time? So I'm not back here in California all the time. That was a bad question. Let me ask it this way. It's probably pretty obvious I'm not. Yeah. How many semesters have you taught at Princeton? I've been teaching there for 3 years. This is my 3rd year. I'm there on campus for the fall semesters, so I have a house back there, and in spring semesters I'm back at California, but I still teach there by distance, and then I commute back about 1 week every 4 or 5. Keep research going. And what sort of subjects do you teach? It's the Department of Mathematical Sciences, so it's not pure science. It's mathematics for life science majors and environmental studies, stuff that I never touched in college. Is the fall semester over with now at the school? This is finals week that we're in. Okay, and your company, Wilson and Associates, is located where? Long Beach. Okay, and how long have you had that company? Almost 10 years. How many employees do you have, if any? 8, and about 10 consultants, regular consultants. Do you know approximately in terms of dollar value the amount of time that you've spent on this litigation? Me personally or the firm? The firm. We have the billing sheets here. I mean, just out of your head, can you estimate for me? No. Okay. More than $10,000? Still no. Okay. Do you have any recollection of the amount of time that you've spent working on this in terms of hours personally or the firm? The firm? No. And what about you personally? I'd say less than 40 hours. Less than 40 hours? Yes. Okay. That is a guess. That's fine. Given that the invoices are right here and we could look at them right now, but you want me just to state this out of my head. All right. And that will conclude our Q&A practice.